This is between frontal crest and cresta gelli. We have foramen cecum.
Where's
foramen cecum? This foramen,
okay,
mostly blind, mostly closed by cartilage. But if it is open, it permits the passage of a medullary vein communicating between nasal mucosal veins with the superior sagittal sinus. Okay, this foramen. On each side to the cresta gelli, we have cribriform plate of ethmoid. Cribriform plate of ethmoid for the passage of rootlets of the olfactory nerve, which is the first cranial nerve. Medial to the anterior clinoid processes, we have optic canal. Optic canal for passage of optic nerve and ophthalmic artery. Optic nerve and ophthalmic artery. Lateral to the anterior clinoid process, we have a fissure. This is called superior orbital fissure for the passage of oculomotor, trochlear, ophthalmic part of trigeminal and abducing nerves with ophthalmic veins. Posterolateral to the superior orbital fissure, we have foramen rotundum for the passage of the maxillary part of trigeminal nerve and middle meningeal vein. Posterolateral to the rotundum, we have foramen ovale for passage of the statement of male. The first M for the mandibular nerve, the second M for the motor part of trigeminal nerve, the A for accessory meningeal artery, L lesser petrosal nerve, E a medullary vein. Okay, medial to the ovale we have foramen lacerum, which has upper lacerated edge or foramen. This lacerum, it is closed inferiorly by cartilage, permits for the passage of a medullary vein, but it receives two canals. Canal from posterior is a carotid canal containing internal carotid artery with the sympathetic plexus around, and the canal open into it anteriorly. It is called the pterygoid canal for passage of greater petrosal nerve with the deep petrosal, which are called nerve of pterygoid canal. Okay? Lateral, posterolateral to the ovale, or lateral to the lacerum but a wide distance from after ovale, it is called foramen spinosum. This is for passage of the middle meningeal artery and nervus spinosus, which is a branch of mandibular nerve. These are foramina of the middle cranial fossa. Foramina of the posterior cranial fossa, we have internal acoustic meatus or internal auditory meatus for the passage of facial and vestibulocochlear nerves with the internal auditory artery or labyrinthine artery. Jugular foramen for passage of sinus above inferior petrosal, sinus below sigmoid sinus, and in the middle we have glossopharyngeal, vagus, and the accessory nerves. Below it, we have on each side for foramen magnum, we have hypoglossal canal or anterior condylar canal for passage of hypoglossal nerve, which is the 12th cranial nerve. So in order, first cranial nerve in cribriform plate of ethmoid, second nerve, optic nerve in optic canal, third, fourth, V1 of fifth and sixth through superior orbital fissure, V2, which is maxillary foramen rotundum, V3, which is mandibular foramen ovale. So from cribriform till foramen ovale, we reach down to the 6th cranial nerves. 7th and 8th through internal acoustic meatus, 9th, 10th, 11th through jugular foramen, and 12th through the hypoglossal canal. Lastly, we have foramen magnum for the passage of the end of medulla oblongata and the beginning of spinal cord with the covering meninges around, which are 3 layers. 2 vertebral arteries passing through, a spinal part of accessory nerve passing through them, and vertebral basilar plexus of veins can pass also through this foramen to join the vertebral venous plexuses. What else? Ligaments, ligamentum flavum, and other ligaments we will study after that. This, regarding foramina, we finish. Regarding attachment of dural folds, we have frontal cresta gelli for attachment of what? Anterior end of falx cerebri. Very nice. This is anterior clinoid processes for
Tentorium cerebellum.
Which border? Free border. With another fold which is called?
Tentorium.
No, but you said diaphragma cell. Diaphragma cell. Posterior clinoid processes for? Attached margin of tentorium cerebelli, very good, with the diaphragma cell. Okay, very nice. Internal occipital crest for attachment of what?
Tentorium cerebelli.
Tentorium cerebelli phalanx. Falx cerebelli. Falx cerebelli. What about venous sinus is related? This sinus is superior sagittal sinus, which turns usually to right side forming right transverse, which form right sigmoid, which form right internal jugular vein. Very nice. What about this side of which sinus? This sinus is
Straight.
No, straight at a higher level. Straight and attached margin of falx with the tentorium.
Oh.
Higher. But this which dural fold? Falx cerebelli, containing which sinus? The smallest and single venous sinus is occipital sinus. Yes, this is occipital sinus, and this also occipital, and this occipital to drain into sigmoid and sigmoid on each side. But although it is a single sinus, but it deviates to right and left to drain. On each side of the body of sphenoid we have cavernous. This is
Spinoparietal.
this is
Superior
Petrosal.
this is this is
Sigmoid.
this is
Sigmoid.
this is
Basilar
basilar plexus of vein. This is
Intercavernous.
intercavernous sinuses. Very good. Very good. What are the cranial nerves? I'll name the cranial nerves present in the lateral wall of cavernous sinus.
Ophthalmic, maxillary,
In order, please.
ophthalmic, maxillary.
Very nice. Name the cranial nerve contained inside it. Cranial nerve contained within the cavernous sinus itself. Within the cavity as a content of cavernous sinus. Abducent nerves. Very nice. Yes. Number 6, present inside, but 3, 4, V1, V2 of 5th running in the lateral wall of cavernous sinus. Okay? But 6 inside it. What are the other structure inside the cavernous sinus?
Internal carotid artery.
Internal carotid artery. Yes. Name the venous sinus is related to the falx cerebri.
Venous sinus. Falx cerebri.
Superior sagittal sinus.
Straight.
Inferior
Inferior sagittal. Superior sagittal.
SSS, ISS, SSS, ISS, SS. Superior sagittal sinus, inferior sagittal sinus, straight sinus. How does straight sinus is formed? Straight sinus formed of what?
Union of tentorium cerebelli.
No. It is formed by union of two veins, not dural fold. Two dural fold forming sinus. How come? Two veins unite with each other forming straight sinus. Inferior sagittal sinus plus great cerebral vein forming straight sinus. Straight sinus formed by union of inferior sagittal plus great cerebral vein. I said in the lecture this word. Okay? So straight sinus is formed by union of both. Inferior sagittal with a great cerebral vein. Superior sagittal turn to right transverse. Straight sinus forming left transverse. This is sigmoid and this is sigmoid, internal jugular and the internal jugular. What are the tributaries of cavernous sinus? Tributaries of cavernous sinus.
Korea.
الخشنة فليس منا. Cavernous sinus here and cavernous sinus here. So sphenoparietal. Okay, this is tributary. Central vein of the retina. This is tributary. Ophthalmic veins. This is tributary. The superficial middle cerebral vein from the brain. This is tributary. But the drainage of cavernous is يعني cavernous sinus in each side drain to what? Superior petrosal and the inferior petrosal. طب communicates with what? With other cavernous, with the dangerous area of the face of the anterior facial vein, with the pterygoid venous plexus, with the imaginary vein. So cavernous sinus you must know. You must know a bit about cavernous sinus. What are the tributaries? What is the communication and what is the drainage? 3 words about the cavernous sinus, and before we must know the relation of cavernous and structure within the lateral wall within the cavernous sinus itself, because cavernous sinus is very important sinus. Tributaries means veins draining into it. Drainage means cavernous sinus drains into what? Itself. Superior petrosal to run to transverse. Inferior petrosal to enter internal jugular vein. Internal jugular vein, not sigmoid. Communication means cavernous with cavernous, communicate with what? With cavernous in the other side, with pterygoid venous plexus here, with facial vein. These all communications. Tributaries means cavernous sinus is each place receiving veins, sphenoparietal sinus, ophthalmic veins, central vein of the retina, cerebral veins. This means tributaries. Okay? So cavernous sinus you must know 3 things very important. What are the tributaries? What is the drainage? And what is the communications? Okay, and its clinical point, if infection inside, it can produce infection in the eye, exophthalmos infection. It may be transmitted to inside to internal carotid artery thrombosis, or affection of the cranial nerves inside. You do squint of the eye with 2 eyes like each other, or يعني become nearer to each other, which is medial squint. Less as maybe. Don't see others. This is good. Another question. Name structure related to the tentorial notch of the tentorium cerebellum. Yes, brainstem. Yes, brain, pons, medulla. Brainstem to pass through the foramen magnum, or to end as continue as spinal cord. We have cranial nerve pierces dura at the clivus. Which cranial nerve? No. Yes. Very nice. You are excellent. Abducent. 6. Yes. Abducent nerve is the cranial nerve has a long journey intracranial before it enters the eye, because it is starting here and enter through the superior orbital fissure to enter the eye, and extending from posterior cranial fossa to the end of the anterior cranial fossa. Okay, this is the clivus here, this is the dura and the clivus, and enter through the cavernous sinus, and finally it enters through the superior orbital fissure to enter the orbit or the eye to supply only one muscle. Its function in life, its role in life, in his life, to supply one muscle, which making our eye to do abduction, to see laterally.
Wow.
This is abducing, supplying muscle called lateral rectus. Lateral rectus. They do abduction of the eye. Abduction of the eye. Like I look at this. Abduction to this eye. But this, another muscle. And we look this muscle lateral, this medial rectus.
Thank you, muscle.
But this, if I do lateral here and lateral here, both eyes look spine. It is squint also. Okay? Very nice.
Okay. Thank you so much.